कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे।
गौर भक्त वृंदा, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरी गौर भक्त वृंदा, जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंदा, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसरी गौर भक्त वृंदा। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीन बंधु जगतपते, गोपेश गोपीकांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदानेश्वरी, वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। श्री राधे गोलोकानंद भगवान की जय। हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा।
हरे कृष्णा भैया, हरे कृष्णा एवरीवन।
हरे कृष्णा। कैसे हो सब?
कृष्ण।
हरे कृष्णा। कृष्णा सोहम।
हरे कृष्णा।
So, right, we'll continue with Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah. कल हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे श्लोक नंबर 42। So ब्रह्मा जी देव ऋषि नारद को ये बता रहे हैं कि it's very difficult to understand Lord Shri Krishna because he is the supreme Lord with immense power, और वो बोलते हैं there are 64 qualities of everything, and it's very very difficult to know even for Lord Brahma himself, or even for her, Lord Shiv, and even for all the demigods. So what to say about us, right? And so that's what Lord Brahmaji is telling Narad. But then what Lord Brahmaji is saying is, Bhagwan Daryed Anantah, on whom, right? Saying, but anyone who is specifically favored by the Supreme Lord, the personality of Godhead, due to the unalloyed surrender unto the service of the Lord, can overcome the insurmountable ocean of illusion and can understand the Lord to some extent, right? So if you have the blessings of the Lord, if you devote yourself, then there is a chance that by his blessings we will be able to understand the Lord a bit, right? So that's what Lord Brahmaji is telling Lord Sri Narad, and we'll continue from there. Nisha.
वेदाः मंगपरमस्य हि योगमायां यूयं भवश्च भगवानथ दैत्यवर्यः पत्नी मनोसः च मनुश्च तदात्मजाश्च प्राचीन बहिर्भुरंग उत ध्रुवश्च इक्ष्वाकुरेल मुचुकुंद विदेहगाधि रघ्वं बरीश सगरा गयना हुषाद्यः मान्धात्रलर्क शतधन्व नूरन्ति देवा देवव्रतो बलिरमुर्तर्यो दिलीपः सौभर्युत युतंग कशिशिबि देव पिप्पलाद सारस्वतोद्धवरपराशर भूरिशेणः यान्ने विभीषण हनुमदुपेन्द्र दत्त पार्थाश्रीशेषण विदुर श्रुतदेववर्यः. O Narad, although the potencies of the Lord are unknowable and immeasurable, still because we are all surrendered souls, we know how he acts through Yoga Maya potencies, and similarly, the potencies of the Lord are also known to the all-powerful Shiva, the great king of the atheist family, namely Prahlad Maharaj, uh, Swayambhuva Manu and his wife Satrupa, his sons and daughters like Priyavrata, Uttanapad, Akuti, Dehuti, and Prasuti, Prashin Bhari, Bhru, Aranga and the father of Vina, Maharaj Dhruv, Ishwaku, Aila, Muchukunda, Maharaj Janak Gadhi, Raghu, Ambarisa, Sagar, Gaya, Nahusa, Mandata, Alarka, Satadhanve, Anu, Rantideva, Bhishma, Bali, Amurtraya, Dilipa, Saubhari, उनका सीबी देवला पीपलादा सरस्वता उद्धवा पराशर विसेन विभीषण हनुमान सुखदेव गोस्वामी अर्जुन अतिसेन विदुर and Shrutadev etc. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right? So it's difficult to understand, but what Brahmaji is saying to Devrishi Narad, that although potencies are unknowable and immeasurable, still, because we are all surrendered souls, right? He's telling like Devrishi Narad is, Lord Brahma is, they understand how the Lord acts through Yogmaya potencies. Yeah. And then who all understands. So some of those are mentioned here, right? Of course, including Lord Shiva. Then you have Prahlad Maharaj, Maharaj Janak, Parashar Muni, and all the big saints, right? They can understand because they have all surrendered to Lord Sri Krishna. And shall we just read some of the part here? So,
In the Upanishads is it is clearly said that the Supreme Personality of Godhead can never be known simply by working very hard and taxing the good brain, nor can he be known simply by mental speculation and jugglery words. The Lord is knowable only by one who is a surrendered soul. Herein Brahmaji, the greatest of all material living beings, acknowledges this truth. Therefore, the fruitless spoiling of energy by pursuing the path of experimental knowledge must be given up. One should gain knowledge by surrendering unto the Lord and by acknowledging the authority of the persons mentioned herein. The Lord is unlimited, and by the grace of the Yoga Maya helps the surrendered soul to know Him proportionately with the advance of one's surrender. Hare
Krishna, right? Hare Krishna, Siksham Prabhuji. Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
So what Lord Brahma is saying here, I mean, is being mentioned here, Prabhupada is describing that by mental speculation, trying to be too smart, vitark, all those things we can do, we are just taxing the good brain. And we can never know the Godhead by doing that. The Lord is knowable only by one who is surrendered soul, devotional bhakti. Yeah, and in Brahmaji, the greatest of all the material living beings, right? The Brahma is the creator. Lord Brahmaji is the creator. He's the greatest. He's acknowledging this truth. Yeah. So I think that message is clearly given here. Tarun?
ते वै वेदांती अतितरन्ति का देवमयम् मायम स्त्री शूद्र हुन शब्रा अपि पाप जीव्या यदि अद्भुत क्रम पारायण स्थित शिक्षा स्थिति यज्ञ अपि किमु श्रुतुधारणाये. Surrendered souls, even from groups leading sinful lives, such as women, the laborer class, the mountaineers and the Siberians, or even the birds and beasts, can also know about the signs of Godhead and become liberated from the clutches of the illusory energy by surrendering unto the pure devotees of the Lord and by following their footsteps in devotional service. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Right? Right? What he's saying is, so realization of the science of Godhead and relief from the unnecessary struggle for existence are not at all difficult for the willing candidate. If you are willing to find out, you can, right? As long as you surrender and then get into the devotional practice. Rinaji?
शश्वत प्रशांतम भयम प्रतिबोध मात्रम शुद्धम समम सदसतः परमात्म तत्वम शब्दो न यत्र पुरुकार कारकवान क्रियार्थो माया परत्वभिमुखे च विलज्यमाना तद्वै पदम भगवतः परमस्य पुंसो ब्रह्मेति यद विदुरजस्त्र सुखम विशुखम. What is realized as the absolute Brahman is full of unlimited bliss without grief. That is certainly the ultimate phase of the Supreme Enjoyer, the personality of Godhead. He is eternally void of all disturbances and is fearless. He is complete consciousness as opposed to matter. Uncontaminated and without distinctions, he is the principal primeval cause of all causes and effects, in whom there is no sacrifice for fruitive activities and in whom the illusory energy does not stand. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So that's the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Bhagavata Paramasya Punso. And Shiva?
Such sensual activities are natural and therefore sense gratification there is uninterrupted and unbroken by material contamination because the senses are spiritually purified. And such satisfaction of the senses is equally shared by the transcendental.
You got a mute, Shiva.
Was I on mute the whole time?
No, it's okay. First two lines, yeah, from here.
Okay. And such satisfaction of the senses is equally shared by the transcendental reciprocators. So since the activities are unlimited and constantly increasing, there is no scope for material attempts or artificial arrangements. Such happiness of transcendental quality is called Brahma Sukhyam, which will be clearly described in the 5th canto. Hare
Right? So
Krishna.
the reason we read was, thank you, Shiva, is Brahma Sukhyam is described in the 5th canto. We are still on canto 2, right? But what is this Brahma Sukhyam is to be understood when we get to canto 5, right? Like what happens when the senses are spiritually purified when you get to the self-realization. Yeah, so that's to come. Sachin?
सद्रयन् नियम्य यतयो यमकर्त हेतिम जुयु स्वरादिव निपान खिन्नत्रमिन्द्रः. In such a transcendental state, there is no need of artificial control of the mind, mental speculation, or meditation, as performed by the Jnanis and Yogis. One gives up such processes as the heavenly king Indra forgoes the trouble to dig a well. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, right? So when you are in totally self-realized state, devoted to the Lord, you don't need to artificially control the mind and do the meditations and all that. You by default, you get to the transcendental state, and right? And that is the real perfection. The real perfection of life is therefore to be engaged in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Ajay?
Sir Shreyasamapi Vibhurg Gavan Yatosya Bhava Swabhav तस्य सतः प्रसिद्धः देहे स्वधातु विगमेनुषु विशीर्यमाणे व्योमेव तत्र पुरुषो न विशीय तेजः. The personality of Godhead is supreme master of everything, auspicious because the result of whatever actions are performed by the living beings in either the material or spiritual existence are awarded by the Lord. As such, he is ultimate benefactor. Every individual living entity is unborn, and therefore, even after the annihilation of the material elementary body, the living entity exists exactly like the air within the body. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, right? So Lord Brahmaji is describing to Devarishina that every individual entity, living entity, right, and which includes us, right? So every individual living entity, irrespective of whatever material body they have, is unborn really, yeah. And says even after the annihilation of the material body, the living entity still exists, yeah. Vyomev tatra purusho na vishirte ajah. Ajah is unborn, right? And so what it's saying is, actually, let's just read this so.
The living entity is unborn and eternal, and as confirmed in Bhagavad Gita 2.30, the living entity is not exhausted, even though the material elementary body is vanquished. As long as the living entity is in material existence, actions performed by him are rewarded in the next life, or even in the present life. Similarly, in his spiritual life, also actions are rewarded by the Lord. Rewarded by the Lord by the 5 kinds of liberation. Even the impersonalist cannot achieve the desired merging into the existence of the Supreme without being favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 4.11 that the Lord awards similar results as one desires in one person's life. The living entities are given freedom to make the choice, and the Lord awards them accordingly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, thank you. Essentially, what it's saying is the law of karma, right? We have a freedom to make our choice, do our karma, and we get the rewards accordingly. But the important part, some of the important part here is say that even if a devotee of the Lord cannot fulfill the complete course of devotional service, unalloyed and uncontaminated by material association, he is given another chance in the next life by being awarded birth in the family of a devotee or rich man, so that without being engaged in the struggle for material existence, the devotee can finish the remaining purification of his existence and thus immediately after relinquishing the present body go back to Godhead. And this is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, right? So as a human being, and for whatever reason, we are dedicated, we are devotees, but for whatever reason, we still have the material existence and certain things are remaining, our karmas are remaining. The Lord is kind enough to give us another chance in a birth where you can actually engage in the devotional service. Somehow you can engage in the devotional service. Like if you really see, and then you don't have to struggle too much for the material existence. As we know, there's so much misery in the world, right? So many things going on. But at least if we can dedicate ourselves, engage, we get another chance, is what is being mentioned and is confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita, is what is being mentioned. Yeah. Rasikshan Prabhu.
तो अयं ते अभिहितस्तात भगवान विश्वभावनः समासेन हरेरन्यादन्यस्मात् सदसच्च यत. My dear sir, I have now explained in brief the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is creator of the manifested world. Without him, the Lord, there is no other cause of phenomenal and noumenal existence.
Krishna. So, saying, I have now explained in brief the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Who has explained this? Who is saying this? I have now explained.
Brahmaji.
Brahmaji, right? And Brahmaji to Devrishi Narad, yeah? But in reality, Parikshit Maharaj, if you remember, right, has asked those questions to Sukdev Goswami Maharaj. And so the Sukdev Goswami Maharaj is telling Parikshit Maharaj that same questions were asked by Devrishi Narad to Brahmaji, and these are the answers from Lord Brahma himself. Yeah, and then of course the same thing is being recited by Sud Goswami Maharaj. Yeah. Now there's certain important things here, so we'll just read this very quickly, Shivam.
Okay. Similarly, the material world, full of miseries, is a temporary creation of the Lord for those who have forgotten Him and are trying to lord it over the false manifestation. He, however, is always anxious to get the fallen souls back home, back to Godhead, and back. For this, he has been given so many chances to the conditioned souls via the authoritative scriptures, his representatives and personal incarnations also. Since he has no direct attachment to this material world, he is not to be blamed for its creation.
Hare Krishna. Right. So it's a lot of times this world has been created like has been compared to a prison house, right? Like how somebody is stuck in the prison like this. The conditioned souls are stuck in this material world, right? And that's why we are going through this cycle of the birth, death, disease, old age, all that. And what is being mentioned here is that the Lord is kind enough that, and this is why he has created this world, right? So we have forgotten him, but he still wants us to go back home, go back to Godhead. Yeah, so that we can get away from all these miseries and death and births. Yeah. So don't blame the God for this material world creation that has been created for conditioned souls, so that we actually can go back to the Godhead. Yeah. So idam bhagavatam nama yanme bhagavato ditam sangraho ayam vibhuti nam tvametad vipuli kuru. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, Narad, this science of God, Srimad Bhagavatam, was spoken to me in summary by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and it was spoken as the accumulation of his diverse potencies. Please expand this science yourself. Yeah, so what Dev Rishi Narad को ब्रह्मा जी बता रहे हैं कि इदम भागवतम नाम यन्मे भगवतो दिदम, like Lord himself has spoken this to Brahmaji, and now Brahmaji is asking Dev Rishi Narad to expand this and explain this to everyone. Yeah. So I don't know how much time is it. We are not able to see it, right? Are you able to see the screen?
No.
Now you can, right? Yeah, looks like there was a disconnection and then connected back. That's why. So yeah, we're just reading the shlok, yeah, where Brahmaji is telling Dev Rishi Narad that Lord, this has been spoken to him by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna himself, and then he's asking Dev Rishi Narad to expand this science and explain this to everyone. Nisha?
Yatha haro bhagavati नृणां भक्तिर्भविष्यति सर्वात्मन्यखिलाधारे इति संकल्पवर्णय. Please describe the science of Godhead with determination and in a manner by which it will be quite possible for the human being to develop transcendental devotional service unto the personality of Godhead Hari, the supersoul of every living being and the summum bonum source of all energies. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so Srimad Bhagavatam, so that we can develop the transcendental devotional service. Yeah, yatha haro bhagavati ninam bhakti bhavishyati. So for all of us. Not sure. Reena ji?
मायां वर्णयतो अमुष्य ईश्वरस्यानुमोदतः शृण्वतः श्रद्धया नित्यं माययात्मा न मुह्यति. The Lord's activities in association with his different energies should be described, appreciated, and heard in accordance with the teachings of the Supreme Lord. If this is done regularly with devotion and respect, one is sure to get out of the illusory energy of the Lord.
Hare Krishna, right? So with Maya Atma na Murati, like you will get out of this Maya, illusory energy of the Lord, if this is done with devotion and respect. And I think this thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purpose of the second canto, 7th chapter of the Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Scheduled Incarnations with Specific Functions, where Lord Brahmaji explains all this incarnations and the creation and then about Lord Sri Krishna, right? So bolo Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. So we have completed chapter 7, right? Adhyay 7. This canto 2 has 10 adhyayas. So tomorrow we will start with the 8th adhyay, where Parikshit Maharaj is asking lot more questions. Yeah. So we only have 2 minutes left. So we'll hear the kirtan. Okay. And then we'll see you tomorrow. We'll start the new chapter, new adhyay tomorrow.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,